So I realized that I haven't actually cleared the Lissandra adventure with Lux, so with the regular Lux, I mean. So that's what we'll be doing today. Uh, I'm taking the Arcane Comets just so I have a guaranteed 6 cost spell in my hand at the start of the round every turn, and the Chemtech Duplicator to duplicate my spells, since those have pretty good synergy, and the Spell Shield just so I have some protection for Lux. I am inevitable. That's actually concerning. Generally, if all things grow cold. Orn with Secrets Hidden by Frost, and Anivia with Frost Gathers. Trundle is probably among the easier fights, so going for him will probably be the correct choice. Draklorn Inquisitor is also not that scary of a fight, so we probably will be going down the bottom path. Now for our support champions. When I'm summoning around, start summoning Encroaching Mist. Malphite, that is a 1-1, and a Poro. None of these seem that synergistic with our deck. We need, or we would like to have some sort of spell synergies, but the problem is the Nami bucket, which theoretically is the one that has the most synergy with our deck, is not that good. So I'm gonna risk it and take the Malphite. Having the Malphite be a 1-1 means that he will come down fairly early, and saving rerolls on the champions means I can use them to get some good powers. Do I want Domination? Domination is very good, generally speaking, but we already rally a lot. I would much rather have a power that has synergy with spells, so another one. Titanic Wake. All of these are pretty bad. I guess Urumi Shield keeps us topped off in between fights, but even then I don't think that's good enough. So let's greed for another one. And we rerolled Urumi Shield into an Urumi Shield. That's unfortunate. I'm just getting very unlucky with my rerolls, so I guess I'll take the in my sights, even though it's not the best option or the best one we could get out of all of them. Grant a 6+ cost spell in hand when I'm played. Summon a prototype Poro bot. It's interesting, but we don't really have that many 6+ cost spells in hand. But it's a fun card, so I'll take it. 2 of them, in fact. Can be interesting. And I guess we're going down the bottom path. I actually tried to beat the Lissandra adventure with Lux before, the regular version, but the files got corrupted, and I lost, so it's not like you missed out on much. I could get the prototype robot down right away. I'll do just that. I don't get the effect of the strongest enemy and I strike each other, but it should be fine. Oh, this friend is not off to a good start. I can block the hunting boar if I do this, so that's what I'll do. It also ramps us up a bit. But I still have to take 8 damage, which is unfortunate. How do I want to do this? I'll develop one Mage Seeker Conservator and save up my spell mana for a later turn. I can go Vanguard Sergeant into Mage Seeker Persuader here. But this is still pretty bad. Yes, 2 Overwhelmers. I'll have to pass and hope I get something good here. I didn't. Well, I think I'm losing this run here. Remembrance? Sure, maybe that saves us somehow. Radiant Guardian. I can't block any of those though. Look who showed up. Very unfortunate that this is how things turned out. I went and drew Malphite with my power instead of drawing Lux. How do I want to do this? I think I want to go for the Lorraine Protégé, get the card out of hand, and then I'll use the for Demacia. Right. Forgot about that. I guess the only chance I have to release Lux is to do this. Does this guy give me my Lux back? It does. Okay, that's nice. Unfortunately, I'm not leveling up Lux anytime soon. Or I'm not leveling up Lux when I do that. I could have gotten 2 more Final Sparks and Golden Ages if he didn't capture my Lux. Well, at the very least, I think I'll be able to win this turn, even though I'll go into the next fight with 1 HP. If I do this, I killed that one. That's fine, I no longer need Lux to win. I just need to attack like this, and I have enough rally effects in my hand to attack again. So, yeah, very rough for a first game. But to be fair, the opponent's power is one of the stronger ones on this run. And we didn't even draw that well. So all things considered, it actually didn't go that horribly. It could have been so much worse. La Home Protégé with Pocket of the Iron Solari or an unlicensed innovation. I'm going to take the upgrade on the La Home Protégé just because the unlicensed innovation seems way too slow. We we can't really play it on turn 3 like you normally would. When I'm summoned, draw a spell. Grant my supported ally +1/+1. I think more Mage Seeker Conservators are better than the other option. Troll Scavenger with the Frost Gathers. I think it will be an easier fight than the Zephyr Sage. Just because Zephyr Sage can go wide very quickly. So let's see. I think I'll keep this hand. By keeping Malphite, I reduce the chances of drawing it and increase the chances of drawing Lux. And I drew the second Malphite. How unlucky can a man be? You know what? I already have a Malphite, so might as well just use the second one on something on delaying that. Let's drop down the Mage Seeker Conservator. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care about him killing the Malphite. Although the card stealing is pretty annoying. That's fine. It's not even the guy I wanted to pull with the Lochon Protege. So far so good. Omen Hawks, alright. Him using the Iceville Archer on an defensive turn after I attack is good for me. All I need is to survive here. Can I survive here, however? I need to use the Malphite as a stun, I believe. To stun that guy. Then I need to block. Right, I can't choose how to block. So he blocks however he wants. Not how I want. That's bad. I guess the correct choice is to dig through my deck just to find Lux. And in order to be able to drop down Lux on a good turn, I'll ramp first with the Succession. I forgot the name of the card for a second there. Let's drop down the Mage Seeker Persuader. Things are not looking good. I have some options here. I can go ahead and drop down the Eye of the Rahorak, or I can go for the Remembrance. I think going for the Remembrance is better. It buffs up the Mage Seeker Persuader and gives us a rally effect. Now I can go ahead and pull some of his units like this. Try and clear up his board. I'll also drop down the Mage Seeker Inciter. And I'll go for the second attack. Let's pull this one. Actually, pull that one there just because it has barrier. And that one, and I'll pull this one. Okay, I think we stabilized. But it was pretty rough. Keep stealing cards. Mage Seeker Inciter. Well, I have a lot of units on board, and I doubt he can kill me this turn. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine, nothing to worry about. That's alright, him pulling that's perfectly fine. I'll drop down this thing. I don't know if it strikes anything good. Okay, it did. That's what I wanted to happen. Now that that's done, I can go ahead and drop down sheep. Once you've summoned a landmark this game. I haven't summoned the landmark yet, really. Okay then. Let's pull that one, pull that one, pull here, pull here. Monster Harpoon, that's unlucky. I guess I can play for the glory, and I'll drop down a Honored Lord. I need to draw a Lux. I should have drawn a Lux a long time ago, but I haven't. That's fine. That's no longer fine, however. I just die here. There's nothing I can do. I need Remembrance to save me somehow. That doesn't save me. If he plays another card, I can use for the Massey defensively. Okay. That saves me, but it's not pretty because I basically used all of my 6+ cost spells. Right. Vulnerable. I can't even pick my blockers. So that was a bust. I still have a revive. Compared to the run you didn't get to see, this is going so much worse. In that one I still had a revive when I faced off against Lissandra. It's fine. Look, I'm going to draw Lux right away here. I'm going to be able to control the board and everything's going to be fine. Never mind. I guess I just really like drawing Malphites. It's a really good card. Uh-oh. Well, at the very least I have a blocker. And I am at full life. That's a lot of 1/3s, however. But hey, if I lose here, maybe I'll actually get a decent power next run. And a decent support champion. I saw the upcoming changes they'll make for the Constellations update for Legends for the Path of Champions. They have one where it buffs up your support champions. That would definitely increase how useful they actually are, because 90% of the time this is what happens. My support champions are more of a detriment than anything else. I don't know why I even attacked. It's not like it was going to matter anyway. He has a... Wait, it's the weakest? It's the weakest. Well, I didn't know that. Good to know. I'm playing the Malphite just so I have something to bait him into pulling. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Wanted to bait him into pulling the Malphite instead of a card that's actually good. Let's go ahead and drop down the ship. Drop down the Porobot. I don't think it will do anything, but yep. It actually was detrimental to me. It's fine. Hey, now I can stun the entire board. That's definitely going to be useful, right? No, not really. Well, at the very least, he's going to be forced to replace his units. So that's something. Is there anything I can do here? I don't think so. I'm just dead if I don't draw Lux here. There we go. Maybe I have a chance now. This will develop a big board. I'll get the spells in my hand. 4 spells, I mean. 2 Final Sparks, 2 Golden Ages. I'll be able to start clearing the enemy's board. Right, for the Demacia. Still, I'm pretty sure I can Final Spark that guy down. And all of the other ones don't have Overwhelm, so I'm not under any threat from them. Oh, he could have... No, actually he couldn't have killed Lux. Never mind. I thought he could have killed Lux by pulling it with the Lochon Protege, but he couldn't. So this is fine. Now I can just blast him a bunch of times. I could drop down the Lochon Protege here just to go ahead and do this. I'm going to pull the Sinister Poro, and next turn I'll go ahead and use the Shaman's Call to buff up my units, and that's how I'm planning to win this game. I can also go for the Falling Comet first, just to remove a unit. I can go for the Remembrance as well. Let's go for Remembrance first. I have a bunch of spells I can cast here as well. That's fine. Let's go ahead and blast this one. I'll Falling Comet one of the Mage Seeker Inciters. Actually, I don't even need to Falling Comet. I just need to wait for him to use his entire mana bar, and then I'll go ahead and Unstoppable Force his entire board. Prototype Poro, and a Prototype Poro there as well. That's fine. Let's go ahead and blast the Omen Hawk for damage. And if he plays nothing after this, I just win off of the Unstoppable Force and the Golden Ages rallies. Perfect. A very rough second game, definitely, but we pulled through. We won't have our revive, which is unfortunate. But our pathway to Lissandra should be relatively easy from now on. Hopefully. Crystal Embracer, Scar Grounds or War Chefs, I guess. More High of the Horror. I am very dubious on it, however. Draw 2, refill your spell mana. And it costs 3 less. It has anti-synergy with Lux, but it's still pretty good because it's basically 3 mana, draw 2 and refill 3 mana, so it's basically a free spell. Let's toss that thing. Maybe I can keep it. Actually, maybe that will work. I have an interesting idea. With Lux's power, maybe I can go up to 6 mana on turn 3 by using the formula. If things work out the way I think they will, I can go formula turn 3 and then remembrance afterwards, and I'll have a very strong third turn. Do I want to trade here? Sure. His unit has overwhelm and mine doesn't. So doing this is fine. Now let's see if my thoughts are correct. Formula refilled 6 mana. That's 3. And that's 6. Okay, perfect. But I don't really need to play the Remembrance. I can just go Malphite to stun that thing. But then what? I can go for the ramp to get Lux down next turn, and then I can start playing spells the turn afterwards. That seems good enough, so sure. Let's do that. Let's play Remembrance. We now have a rally effect. I guess I'll drop down ship because I don't think the difference between 2 spell mana or 1 spell mana is that relevant. Let's drop Lux down. That's a concerning card for him to get, but it should be fine. He has no mana. Yeah, I'll take 6, but I'm fine with it. Next turn I have options. I can drop down a Comet on the Alpha Wild Claw. Never mind that. Maybe not dropping down a Comet is correct, maybe doing something else is. I can go Remembrance or Formula. Formula doesn't level up Lux, however. I guess I'm going to obliterate that one. It has the highest HP and it can pull Lux, and I want to keep Lux alive. If he does nothing here, that would be perfect because I would be able to Final Spark down that guy. Okay, he did nothing. Perfect. Now Lux is no longer under threat. And I can go ahead and... Do I want to formula here? Oh right, Lux is vulnerable because of Frost Gathers. That sucks. My entire board is just gone. Maybe I can still pull off the win. Let's 2 draws. Maybe I'll draw Lux. I don't really have that many of them in deck, I have 2. So I shouldn't be that hopeful. Uh-oh. That's scary. Let's go Loham Protégé. He attacks. Yep. Strong Arm. Recall any follower into your hand. I actually have a play here. Do this. I'll go ahead and rally on the Mage Seeker Inciter. I did waste a bit of mana, but that's fine. Can do this. And afterwards, I'll drop down a Remembrance. And my turn. Things are looking rough, but I have Eye of the Rahorak just to heal myself up. That's fine. Him attacking like that's perfectly reasonable. The unit doesn't have Overwhelm. I can go for an attack here, but I'll wait. I'll drop down Lux next turn, and then I'll follow it up with using one of the 6+ cost spells that I have in hand. That's fine. Let's go ahead and get the scout attack first, and then we'll attack with everything else. That's fine. Going to kill my unit and deal 3 to me, but that's alright because I'll heal 4. I can go ahead and strong arm something. I guess I'll strong arm the only thing that can block right now. It will die, but I don't care. The unit was not that good anyway. I just care about getting it off the board. Let's go ahead and blast the dog. There we go. Go ahead and blast the Yelnuk as well. Let's go ahead and Remembrance to get a big board. Can definitely kill him here. And then I'll go ahead and rally, and I'll have lethal. 7, 7, 14, 14 plus 5, 19, 19 plus 3, 21, 26. Okay, halfway done, or almost halfway done. I haven't beaten the mid boss yet. Karma, Lucky Poro, or Judgment. I guess Judgment can be relevant a bit later on. Wild Inspiration, Bouncing Blades, Vanguard Lookout. I'll take the Vanguard Lookout because the extra blockers early on might be irrelevant, but I'm not really satisfied with that. Our deck, we won't have access to the Mind Meld event because we chose the bottom path, and that's a bit unfortunate. our deck is going to be very big, and we won't have that consistent of a deck. But it can be fine. In the right circumstances, we just have to place more Luxes into our deck. This is fine. Let's attack with all of these. Get some damage going towards the opponent's face. Fortunately, we are not against Lissandra, otherwise we'll be up against a full board of massive units. At last they awaken. I guess we're trying to end this game as fast as we can. Set up down the Poro. It will strike there. Then let's drop down the Mage Seeker Conservator. Drawing a bunch of cards. I think we go for an attack like here, like this here, and we basically just play one Mage Seeker Persuader, so we go into the next turn with 3 spell mana open. We drop down Lux. Okay, that's fine. I don't care about those units. They'll fill up my hand, but it's whatever. Lux goes for that, but Lux has spell shield, so she doesn't take damage. I can go for the succession right now. I'm going to do it. Actually, I have hand space, so I'll hold off on it. Oh, that's unfortunate. This means this is my only Lux. Hopefully he doesn't have a way to remove my Lux then. He is in Shurima, so he would have a way to do so. Stormbringer. Plus 4 to everything, but that's not enough to kill Lux. Let's go ahead and drop down the Mage Seeker Persuader. Okay, that's fine. So things are still fine. I'm going to attack first with the Scout attack, then I'll attack with everything, then I'll go ahead and play the Golden Ages. I just want to get cards out of my hand, so I can go ahead and succession afterwards and get one other attack, because this will trigger Lux, giving me another Golden Ages, which will result in another attack, and I win. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm halfway done. So let's see. Hopefully I get more Luxes. Nope. Power Reef costs 1 less for each card if drawn this round. Well, it's fine, as long as this card doesn't cost less than 6, everything's alright. Mechanized Mimic, or a Hidden Encounter. I can also try to go for another power after beating Messenger and Jubilant Poro. I'm already in a pretty bad spot as is, so throwing myself further on the deep end is not going to hurt, I believe. If I lose, I lose. That's all there is to it. I need to risk the 1 extra power in order to increase my chances of winning against Lissandra, because as is, I don't think this deck can beat her. Okay, that's good. More Luxus. I can even drop down the prototype Porbot right away. Spacey Sketcher. Messenger Sigil. What's the opponent's power again? The foe summons a messenger. If the foe has 3 plus messengers, they create a Starbone in hand. Okay. What the hell did he do to buff up that unit that much? Super cool star chart, messenger shield, sigil. Oh, things are not boding well for me. I'll go ahead and formula. Okay. I can actually go ahead and go for a judgment, which would be interesting, but doesn't kill everything. That's unfortunate. Do I want to go for the judgment? I don't think so. I think this is better. Just so I have a couple of blockers. Oh no, how unlucky. He got a silence effect. Fine. That's just my entire board of units. Nothing to be worried about. He isn't even getting value out of his power because his entire board is full. The problem is the Spacey Sketchers, definitely. Do I want to kill the messenger? Or do I want to kill something else? I'll kill the messenger, just to prevent him from getting the Starbone. If I can survive the next turn, I'll have Lux. Yes, 7 mana, however. I'll have the Eye of the Rahorak to protect myself. 15 damage coming my way. Fortunately, he pulled the Lohan Protege with the bigger one. Actually, not 15, more than that, 19. And he shuffles 10 buff caps into my deck. That can be pretty bad. Now watch me draw 10 buff caps in a row. No. Okay, interesting. That's good. How do I want to do this? I'll go Remembrance first. See what I get out of it, and I'll act accordingly. That's fine. Let's go ahead and try and blast that guy down. I'm basically dealing 8 with every final spark, so I should be able to kill it. 9 cards in hand, however. How do I want to do this? I'll Right Steel Protector, then go for an attack like this. pulling that one. That's nice. Wait, what? Why? I didn't even realize that that card had those items. I didn't even realize that. In that case, that changes things up a bit. Let's go ahead and drop down the falling comet on that one. Yeah. And now I can go for a final spark here. Then I'll go for this attack. I just want to get cards out of my hand, I think. I didn't know the Radiant Guardian would draw that many cards. Now I can attack like this. Okay, so he basically has no cards in hand. He has almost no way to kill me, I believe. That means next turn I can go for the Eye of the Horak. I can't because he attacks right away, I guess. That's a bit unfortunate. So I have to use the Luxus Prismatic Barrier here. That's fine. I can set things up so that I am able to play the Eye next turn for free and then go from there. Let's go ahead and give Lux Barrier as a form of protection. I'm also going to attack this turn with her, so that's fine. How do I want to do this? I'm going to go for the Mage Seeker Inciter. And then I'll go for a formula. I'll overdraw if I use formula. But I have a plan actually. Yeah, let's use formula. Let's attack with everything now. Actually, let's use the final spark on that one first. Hopefully he plays something else. That would be ideal.
It reminds us there is always more to discover.
Confine and contain.
You don't know what you're doing. When others threaten, we must take action.
Go ahead and block with everything, please. Do me that favor. There we go. Now I'll go for the Judgment to clear his whole board. I'll even do this just so I can attack again. Now, my game plan is to drop down a Eye of the Rahorak next turn, right away. Like so. Heal up 10. That's alright. I'm also going to use the Lux in order to duplicate the Lux's Prismatic Barrier to shuffle more Luxes into my deck, so I don't run the risk of losing to decking out. And then I'm going to do the Eye of the Rahorak next turn as well. And then I'll do it the turn afterwards. Falling Comet on that guy is fine. In fact, I highly appreciate it just so I can play a Eye of the Rahorak unimpeded next turn. Yeah, it's a messenger. Okay, now it's a bit concerning. I'll attack again just because of that. This way I set up a kill with a judgment if needed. The eyes of the Rahorak with the healing are proving invaluable right now. Do I want to go for one now? I'll wait. I can drop something else down. The Mage Seeker Persuader. Unfortunately, the messengers are at 6 attack, so they won't be killed by a judgment. But I can go Falling Comet and keep my mana, remove one of the messengers, then I can Final Spark down the other one. Never mind that. Yeah, never mind that. Let's just remove the Spaces Catcher. That's fine. Let's go ahead and protect the Lux, shall we? Do you attack? Yes, he does. That's what I wanted, however. Do I burn a Lux here? I do. That's very bad for me. In fact, I burned both Luxes I just shuffled into my deck. Never mind, I burned the Malphite, everything's good. Let's blast down that Messenger. I'm going to go ahead and give this guy barrier. And let's attack slowly, not attack with everything, because I still want to get more eyes down. Like this. Just still up to 34. Perfect. Yeah, you can remove that guy. I no longer need him. Now I can go ahead and Mage Seeker Persuader again. Let's Falling Comet that guy, because he's fairly big and a big threat. And now we'll just kill him with the rally effects. I'll attack like this and then use a rally and attack again. I have 10 cards left and I don't want to draw into extra puff caps. More off of the effect of the Radiant Guardians items. It was rough, but yes, we did. I didn't even see what fight. Alright, it was the Poros. Are the Poros going to be a big threat? Very likely so. Breed Colossus, Lighted Ravine, or Fleet Feather Tracker. I'm going to use my last reroll here. These are all such bad options. These are all pretty bad either, but I guess Proud Purveyor gives us a spell that's good. So it's the least bad option out of all of them, even though the item it has is not that enticing. Let's see, let's toss the Judgment, Laurent Protégé. Let's toss the Remembrance as well. I want an earlier curve. This is fine-ish. Okay, we drew Lux. That's great. Jubilant Poro. Well, as long as the Poros are 1/1s, everything's fine by me. In fact, I am going to go ahead and stun that guy and accept the attack from the two Poros. Not block here. He doesn't really have that carry of a power combination because I'm inevitable. Does nothing for him if his units are 1/1s. And I don't intend to attack into him. At least not until I have a Lux going. Call of the Wild is fine. The only way his units are all 1/1s. The only way he'll convince me to block one of his units is if he somehow buffs them up with the Poro snacks. But as is, I have no reason to block any of them. They're no threat. They're not threatening whatsoever. Fabled Poro. It's fine. In fact, I'll even block this one, and I'll block this one here to minimize the damage I take without killing any Poros. I'm at 30 HP. This levels up Lux. That's fine. And creates a massive board for me. And do I want to fall in Comet first or afterwards? What would happen if I did this? It's a kill, okay. I'll do that on the Fabled Poro. Because he's not that scary. As is, at the very least. I'll go ahead and blast down that Poro as well. Except it's an obliterate, so it's even better than removing it. Really? Does he really have nothing? If that's the case, I'm just going to kill him right now. Because I can go ahead and do this. Okay, Call of the Wild. That's a lot of cards he drew, but that accomplishes nothing if he just dies. Oh, a Nimble Poro, that's a 7/7. How frightening. I didn't even realize he was getting +2/+2 instead of +1/+1 until now. Guess that's how scary this fight really was.
Did we win?
Now let's see if going for this tour actually proves useful. This is all pretty bad, so I guess improving the card that's already in my deck is better. Duplicate. Okay, I'm definitely taking the duplicate. No questions asked. Let's also remove a card from my deck. What's the worst card in my deck? I think it's either Chip or the Proud Purveyor. But because Chip doesn't really have that much synergy with our deck, I'll get rid of Chip. And I guess I have to go down. I don't want any of these cards, so let's skip that. Shop. Eye of the Rahorak costing 3 instead of 5. And one of the big things is that the Eye of the Rahorak can heal us a lot by costing 5, so that's not something I want. Elixir of Sorcery on this succession is great to ramp us up a lot faster. Do I want Buried in Ices? They are pretty decent forms of removal. Arena Kingpin or a healer. I will take 2 Buried in Ices. I hope this doesn't come back to bite me in the butt. Yep. That's all there is to it. Time to face off against Trundle. I need to hard mulligan for the successions now, because if I get a succession down early, I just ramp up very quickly to turn 6, which is my ideal turn. I didn't draw succession. Now let's see if I draw him off of the Mage Seeker Conservator. Draw it. Nope. But we did get a full board of units. There's no point in attacking right now, so I won't. There we go, that's succession. Let's go ahead and pass. I'll take the 6. Let's drop down the succession. I won't get all of the units, but I will get all of the mana. Meaning next turn I'll get Deluxe down with the exact amount of mana that I need. Actually, even one above it. I did burn down 1 Lux, however. That's not great. Also, I need to work on getting cards out of my hand. Any way to kill anything from the opponent? Not really. But I guess this is fine. Just as a way to get cards out of hand. Next turn I can even go for a Buried in Ice if the opponent plays something first. That would absolutely decimate him. He might level up Trundle by playing the Ice Pillar first. Actually no, he goes for a Hit That Stairs. I guess my board was way too juicy, so that makes sense, but still it gives me the opportunity to do this. Which absolutely screws with his plans. Really? Summoning landmarks like this doesn't count towards more Malphite's level up, even though Lissandra summoning landmarks for the opponent counts toward reducing the countdown on her own landmarks. That's stupid. Oh, whatever.
Who's the threat here?
Let's just drop down everything I have in hand and prepare to go for a big attack for the Massey next turn. Actually, I don't even need to go for a big attack for the Massey next turn. I can just go for another attack like this. Is this enough to kill? I don't think so. I have 10, 15, 19, 20. Yeah, it's not enough. But I can go for an open attack next turn. And if he wants to block any further attacks, he'll need to replace the units that are in the frozen tombs. That's fine. He's using his entire turn to do that, when I can just go ahead and Eye of the Prahorak to heal up, and then Falling Comet to kill his unit. And then I'll Final Spark for the finish. Good. We're right there.
The superior tactic is to never give up.
Unfortunately, we won't have the revive, but it might not matter. I just have to get lucky and not be high rolled by Lissandra. Mage Seeker Persuader with Farsight Alteration sounds good. It at the very least guarantees that we'll have a 2-drop in hand. Let's get rid of the Proud Purveyor. It's not that great. 41 cards in deck. It's one above what a normal deck of Legends of Runeterra has. And I definitely have less champions than normal. But it should be fine. Let's toss that, toss that. Toss the Vanguard Sergeant as well. I want the succession as early as possible. I need it. Okay, Malphite's pretty bad. I need the deluxe.
A dark cloud looms on the horizon.
Let's drop the Mage Seeker Conservator down, just so I draw a bunch of cards. And I didn't draw the Lux, but I did draw the Malphite, so that's nice. Or the Succession, I mean. The Malphite's not relevant. Let's trade like this. Maybe I should have traded with one of the Mage Seeker Conservators, but I didn't want to risk burning a Lux or another important card. Actually, it's mostly Lux that's important. Really, just playing that triggers Lissandra's passive. That's really unfortunate. Ice Shard. Oh no, it begins. Double Ice Shard even. Frostguard Trolls are going... This Frostguard Troll is going to be massive. I really think that this deck might be the worst might have a rougher matchup against the I am inevitable than it would have against another one of Lissandra's powers, because I am inevitable allows her to just go ahead and completely create boards that are incredibly large, and this Dexter goes against large boards. Let's block here, 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 and I'll stun that guy. We're keeping alive. We're keeping ourselves alive, even if it's being a little rough right now. Let's go ahead and drop down the prototype robot. It won't do anything, but it gets a card out of hand. Maybe the Mage Seeker Inciter. Yeah, let's drop down the Mage Seeker Inciter. Okay, that's a Lux. That's nice. Double Lux even. Is there any way I can win here? I don't think so. I can go for a double stun with the Unstoppable Force. Fills up my mana back to 4. That's not good enough. But I don't really have any other place. Right. As is Lux. With double Lux we effectively have a triplicate effect on any spell. So that's good. Does this even kill that unit? It does, but it's not pretty. It'd be nice if these things stayed at 0 cost, but they don't. He gets a nice shard. I don't get any of my comets. Very nice. There it is. The funny card. Do I have a way to survive this? I survive if I do this, but I lose everything. Maybe doing this, it actually increases the amount of damage I take. 34, 32, 38, 32, 26. But this does make the Luxus survive, so I'll do it. I am at 3 life, however. I forgot about that. I just died to Ice Shard. Maybe he doesn't play Ice Shard. That would be nice of him if he just chose to not do the correct choice at play here. Can you do that, Mr. Opponent? This attack accomplishes nothing.
Into battle with hearts aglow.
Okay. He wasted an ice shard for some reason. Frozen. And now he's summoning a bunch of trolls. Let's see if he plays a nice shard, like if I do this. There it is. He was just waiting so he could overkill me with ice shards. Why does ice shard need to be tripled up?
Stinging cold.
Well, that was a nice attempt. Well, that's it for today. I don't know when I'll be streaming again, but I really want to stream the new update. So maybe I will try to do that. That's it for now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.